No, Willie, I think it's a good question. I think one of the things is some of them we look at and we say, there's a couple times where the defense made a good play, and maybe the guy caught a pass and turned and the ball was stripped right away and it was difficult for that guy to secure the football. But there's other times that it's just, to me, a complete lack of focus. And it's not that, it's not like we love the kid any less for fumbling. We just try to stress, look, we've got to, we can't go into playing a 7-2 Minnesota team and fumble the first play of the game. I mean, that doesn't bode well for the game. I mean, I know it's just the first play, but we've got to take care of the ball. And so, it's not yelling and screaming. What we did yesterday is we come in and just like I do every Monday, come in and have the good, the bad, the ugly of the game on Saturday and show it to them. And we don't yell and scream at them. We teach them. We love teaching them. We really enjoy coaching these kids, and so we just continue to teach them, continue to figure out better ways to coach them, and that's what we'll always do here at Penn State.
Have you found this year that you've been using different techniques to try to find that answer? Has there been a search this year?
In certain instances, yeah, I would say that we have, like Zach's wearing gloves now. So that's one, that was something he asked me, what do you think about that? I said, yeah, if it makes you feel more confident in holding on to the ball. I think one of the things with Zach, a lot of the ball's been in his left hand. So we've looked at that. With Billy, Billy's taking care of the ball better than he has in the past. And, we fumbled that first one on Saturday. That's not good. Now, on the fumbled center quarterback exchange, again, Christian and I talk about this all the time. When you're on the goal line, you're on a 1-yard line, and the center has to make a hard reach block to the left or to the right. It's like the golden rule of quarterbacking. You always have to stay with the center a little bit longer. That's the first thing you learn when you coach quarterbacks and when you play quarterback. So, he pulled out a little bit early, and that's why the ball's on the ground. I mean, to me, we just have to execute better and emphasize that in coaching. But there are technical aspects to it, Willie, like you're saying, and that's what we try to coach.
Bill, Allen's had such a tremendous year. How would you evaluate the progress of the other receivers, Brandon, Richie, Gino? Have they made the kind of strides to make things as easy as they can for Christian?
Yeah, I think there's been improvement, Corey. I really do. I think that, Brandon has had some chances to make plays and probably wishes he made some plays. And he works extremely hard. He's a good route runner, and he came out to practice yesterday and made some plays. Richie and Gino. Those guys are young receivers, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to come in here and just play receiver right away in any offense, not just the offense that we run. And they've improved every week. They work extremely hard. I think for Richie, when you're a true freshman, it's hard. When you got to get your classes straight, you got a lot of things going on, and it's hard to always focus on improving on the field. You got to get your outside stuff straight too. And so I think you'll see a lot of improvement in the offseason with those guys. Gino's a guy that'll play more against Purdue. And, I think he's a guy that we need to, continue to try to get the ball to. And he's got to continue to be a better route runner and really work on that. And I know he will do that.
Bill, I think after the second or third game, you said Christian, you evaluated his play like a B or something like that. Through 9 games, how would you evaluate his play for the season, and do you judge him differently after 9 games than maybe after the first couple? Do you have to kind of grade him a curve at all?
Yeah, no, I should, I don't know if I gave him.
I wouldn't have letter grade.
Yeah, I don't want a letter grade. I mean, I understand the question, I'll answer it, but, that's just, I don't even think that makes sense, putting letter grades on players. But Christian has, in many, many ways, improved every week. Give you an example. Minnesota, we're driving the ball. I think we had a third down in their territory. We called a play that required a check. It required a check where he had to use the tools in his toolbox to get the defense to show a little bit. And I've had, guys at other places that I've been that could never do that. He did it. And so he checked the play, got us into the right play, but we didn't complete the pass. You know what I mean? So we got that step done. It's all part of teaching. We got that step done. We got that step accomplished. Now the next time we got to execute all the way through. And then there's other times where he made some really good throws, the curl route he threw to Zenolato on the 2-minute drive there when we went 2 minutes was a great throw. Some of his deep balls that we didn't come down with were really good throws. Other throws where we run some of our little bunch stuff, he's got to understand there's a little bit of touch on that pass sometimes. So that's all part of being a young quarterback. And to me, I look at that and I say, you know what, he got better at that last night. He's going to be better at that against Purdue. Maybe even better against Nebraska, and then better against Wisconsin. I just believe that. And I really believe in this kid, and I got a lot of belief in this kid, and I think he's going to be better and better. And we need him to be better against Purdue. And again, like I said, there's been a lot of good, and there's been some things that we just need to take from this stage to that stage, and now get it all the way to the next level. And that's what we're trying to do.
Hey, Bill, where's Zach Zwinek's confidence at after last week?
Well, it's pretty good. He rushed for 150 yards. I thought he ran the ball really hard. I thought he really ran the ball well against Minnesota. Give him credit. He really did. There was some good blocking. So I think he's confident. He and I talk every day, and I think he feels pretty good about where he's at. Yep. Now we'll continue to rotate him and Belton in there. And Akil Lynch came back to practice yesterday, so we'll see how he's doing too.
Bill, Allen Robinson this season has drawn a bunch of pass interference penalties. Just curious, I guess this is a two-part question. How does that kind of impact his overall ability to affect the defense as they kind of try to plan for him? And do you coach up a young quarterback like Christian to kind of let him know, hey, that's a scenario that can happen as well, that we can get that flag?
No doubt about it. It's a great question. When Allen gets doubled, that really helped us in the running game against Minnesota, because they had a high safety over the top of them to one side, and so now we're able to have one less guy to deal with in the running game to that side, so it helps there. And then you always have to coach the quarterback on, hey, look, if they take Allen away, here's your other options. And then when those guys are throwing the ball, they got to make plays on it if it's a good throw. And so that's part of the process of teaching and getting the offense to improve, and that's what we're trying to do. But yeah, when Allen gets doubled, it definitely. It's not it hurts Allen because he's getting doubled, but it can help the rest of the offense.
Bill, Purdue's been struggling. Going back to October 5th, they've scored 3 touchdowns since October 5th. How do you make sure the team has the same focus going into this week as, if they're playing a team with a winning record?
Right. We don't have any problem focusing on Purdue. We respect Purdue. Coach Hazel, I think, is an excellent football coach. Just his first year there, he's putting in his offense, defense, special teams. He's working hard in recruiting, and got a lot of respect for Darryl. And so our guys are very focused on this game. I don't think with our guys, it's never a matter of focusing on who the opponent is. It has nothing to do with records or anything else. It's about playing the best football we can play and trying to get better from the mistakes that we made last week.
Hey, Bill, I know earlier in the year, I think maybe before the season started, you had mentioned how at some of the earlier practices you'd manage the roster, like especially veteran guys, you might give them maybe a lesser load or some days off because of the less depth. Now that we're just a couple weeks left, do you see those type of guys having the energy level you want, and has that been a successful strategy, and how have you seen it if they are in fact a little more energetic?
Yeah, I see the way that we've practiced, I think, has been good. I think, again, that's another off-season study to give you a better, more specific answer on that, but I do see a lot of juice still with Daquan Jones or John Urschel. I see these guys that have played a ton of snaps for us, and there's other guys. I still see a lot of energy, and we'll as it goes into November here, we're going to shorten practice a little bit and do some things at a faster pace, and not have them out there till 6:30 at night. Maybe have them out there till 6. Get them back, get them something to eat, and get them studying again. So that's something that we're going to continue to look at and strategize about.
Good.